Hey there, fat bikers. Welcome to the great winter outdoors. After putting about 300 kilometers on the tires, I thought I'd introduce you to and tell you a little bit more about the 2025 Moose Fatbike 2. Let's first look at the frame. Like most fat bikes these days, the Moose FB2 has an aluminum frame. It's made from 6061 aluminum, if that makes any difference to you. Going up to the front, we have a tapered head tube. This will allow you to more easily add a suspension fork. We've got plenty of mounting points on the bike, around the triangle, in the rear, as well as on the blades of the fork. Internal cable routing, which is pretty neat on both sides. So that'll keep the bike, pretty clean with the cables. And industry standard 197 rear spacing. Moving up front, we have an aluminum fork with, again, 3 mounting points on each blade and a 150 millimeter spacing. While the Moose does have mounting points everywhere, it's missing one here and here for a back rack. So if you want to run a back rack on the Moose, you need to get something like this. It's a seat post clamp adapter. So you replace this here with this one, and you can run a rear rack. The 2025 Moose FB2 comes with a 12-speed drivetrain. Now there's a few fat bikes out there of the same category that actually have 10-speed or 11-speed drivetrains. So, but like I said, the Moose has a 12. Up front in the pedaling area, we have a Pro Wheel crank, 28-tooth front chainring, and as well as the bottom bracket bearings. Moving out to the back, we've got a Shimano 12-speed cassette, Shimano chain, and Shimano Dior M6100 derailleur. To shift the gears out back, we have a Shimano Dior M6100 shifter up here on the bars with a built-in gear indicator. For stopping power, the FB2 has Shimano BT200 hydraulic brakes for the rear and the front. We also have Shimano rotors, again in the rear and up here in the front. Next, let's take a look at the cockpit. And starting with the dropper post, we have an EXA 100 millimeter dropper post with remote up on the bars. Now, if you've looked at fat bikes in the same category, you will notice that not all of them have dropper posts. The remainder parts of the cockpit, I've noticed on the Moose website, are branded MBC, which I'm assuming is Moose Bicycle Company. So I guess the following parts are all, branded Moose items. For example, this foam seat with the comfort groove. We've got a 60 millimeter stem, 810 millimeter bar, pretty wide, which is about 32 inches. And we also have these foam grips with a really interesting curve on the end right here. The last piece of the cockpit kind of includes the pedals, but the Moose FB2 does not come with pedals. So I installed one of my favorite pedals, the Race Face Chester, which I think is one awesome pedal for fat biking. Now let's look at the business end of the fat bike, the tires. Now the Moose FB2 comes with Snow Avalanche 27.5 by 4.5 MPC compound tires. The rims, again, are branded MBC, and they look to be 80 millimeters wide with a triangular cutout on the inside of the tires. The hubs are Quadra branded hubs, 150 millimeter by 15 millimeter axle, and in the back we have a 197 millimeter hub with a 15 millimeter axle. So what are my thoughts on how the Moose 2025 Fatbike 2 rides? Probably my favorite fat bike tire is the snow avalanche. I have this tire on other fat bikes that I ride, but it's in a different compound. It's in a silica compound. This one is an MPC, which I find is a little tougher, a little bit more durable compound. And with this tire, I've had to lower the pressure from what I normally run in the silica compound. So if I'm riding a dirt trail, I'm normally running 8 psi. That's what I'm comfortable with on a silica snow avalanche. But with this one, I've been running a lower tire pressure, like closer to 6.5, 7 pounds to get the same type of feel. The transmission worked great. Push or pull brought me up a gear, push the thumb brought me down, and that little indicator was actually quite handy. Bicycle seats are a funny thing. Somebody might find a seat super comfortable, and another person may not. This seat, I found it relatively comfortable for rides under 40K. Once I struck 40K, then I'd be moving around on the seat to find a comfortable spot. I had no issues with the Shimano brakes. They felt great, and they worked as they should. And because of the all-terrain nature of fat bikes, I believe they all should have dropper posts. And there you have it, folks. An introduction and my initial impressions of the 2025 Moose FB2. In my opinion, this bike punches a little bit above its weight class. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. A little while after shooting that video, I took the Moose up to a local mountain bike trail for a little bit of change of scenery and a little bit of fun. Unfortunately, this happened. Yeah, I toasted the free hub. So when I got back to civilization, I contacted Moose, and they advised me that they just recently discovered that a small number of 2025 FB2s have had premature free hub failure. So what they've done is that they've contacted their dealers. They've started replacing suspect free hubs on FB2s before they leave the Moose mothership. And thirdly, in some cases, they've been including extra free hubs with bikes that are going directly to their owners. Now, I don't fall into any one of those categories, so they mailed me out one. Now, they did offer to pay for any out-of-pocket expenses that I might incur for getting it replaced if I didn't live near a Moose dealer, which I understand is normal operating practice for Moose. But I declined that offer because I figured I'd be able to get it done a little bit more quickly and get out on the trails a little bit faster. Now, I've already received it. It came to me super fast. So I just got to grab my tools, replace the free hub, and head back out on the trails. So a big thank you to Moose for number 1, looking after your bikes. Number 2, looking after your customers. And I'd like to thank you folks once again for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.